Let's do this. So we're going to play with band. So while we get the band around our chests, kind of bra line area, and then bringing it around the front. So I work with bands quite a lot, especially when we have got a majority audience of people who are hypermobile, which is this group. So I think there's 75% in this group who are hypermobile or have EDS. So yeah. So I use bands a lot for people with chronic illnesses because there's a lot of muscle stabilization going on with a band. In fact, with the band, go underneath your boobs. So you might need to hoik the boobs up a little bit to get underneath, okay, especially if you've got big ones. Okay. Oh, there we go. But also, the reason I like working with a band is because it gives you loads of feedback. So that's why we've done this. If I wasn't working with a group of people who may have dislocated type ribs, or who might get anxious, I would get you to tie it up. But actually, for this audience, I don't think it's right. So I suggest you just kind of cross it in the front, but then find a way to just relax your hands somewhere so you're not holding on, because we're going to work the arms a bit later. So we're trying to get that feedback. And our rib cages expand. They're supposed to expand 360 degrees. So it's all the way around they're supposed to expand when we breathe in. But often, in particular people like us, we get quite locked in the back and the sides. So we tend to breathe this way as opposed to expanding all the way around, which means we're a bit restricted, but also you're not getting that proper functional movement that you need in your body. So what we're going to do is breathe into the band, and I want you to feel that rib cage expanding outwards into the band as you breathe in. And then imagine pulling the ribs away from the band as you breathe out, trying to extract all that oxygen out of you. And then breathing in. And so what we're going to do today with this band is we're going to connect to our deeper core as we're feeling that feedback. I do like having the band quite flat against my back because it's a lot more comfortable against the ribs, so do adjust if you need to. Breathing deeply in, focus on the sides and the back expanding into the band. And then exhale, feel that rib cage narrow and pull away from the band. And doing this kind of breath really helps you work the core and the diaphragm together. So when you're imagining pulling your rib cage away from the band, you might notice your tummy as you're breathing out is also wanting to contract. And then as you're breathing in, feel the tummy expand as well. So you've got the rib cage and the tummy expanding outwards. Your pelvic floor muscles will be relaxing. And exhaling. And then we're going to start to imagine breathing out from the bottom to the top. So we're going to breathe out from the lower core and the pelvic floor muscles, and then shift the rib cage away from the band, and then breathe all the way back in again. So imagining the breath coming out of your pelvic floor first, and then your tummy, and then your rib cage, and then blowing it all back up. One more. And then release. And for now, just put the band to one side and allow your hands to rest. And continue breathing into your ribcage, and notice, you may or may not notice that you should get a bit more expansion now. It might feel like your back is much more open and you're much more able to breathe out into this bit as well. And one of the things I really love about working with a band is it feels really good when you put it down, because you can really feel like things have expanded and worked. So that is called lateral breathing with a band, okay? Which makes sense, doesn't it? Because we're breathing sideways. Right, let's lie on our backs and have a little wriggle when you get on the mat. So have a little wriggle with your fingers and your toes. You might want to scrunch and flex them. And keep your band close by, because we are going to be using it again in a bit. When you get into your position, just reset yourself. So you might want to lift the pelvis and lower it back down, imagining that you're trying to lengthen the spine, and have wiggles and scrunches. And then we're going to lift the shoulders up to the ears and then lower them back down and let them rest. We're going to do that again. So slide shoulders up towards ears and then lift them up and lower them down and rest them. And then we're going to roll the shoulders forward like you're reaching up towards the ceiling with your shoulders, and then roll them back. So roll them forward like, you know, that tip on the very tip of your shoulders is rolling towards the ceiling. Then gently roll it back. One more time like that. And release. And if you haven't already, allow your knees to bend. And we're going to move into pelvic tilts with our breath. So with the breath that we were doing before, where you're breathing into the core, into the chest first, all the way up, and then breathing out pelvic floor muscles, tummy, then the rib cage contracting. Okay, so we're going to keep that kind of breath. So breathing here first. And exhale. And the next time you exhale, I'd like you to tilt pubic bone to nose. So you're going to breathe in, expand everything. And then exhale, tilting pubic bone to nose. And then breathing in to relax it all. And exhale to tilt. Then turn the page. We are going to somehow get our foot into the band. And last week, do you remember we created a little hoodie for the toes? So see if you can put your foot in, but create a little bit of extra hanging over the toes. And I just have to say, be aware of face pingage potential here. That's it. So hopefully you've got some sticky socks as you push your foot up to the sky, and let your elbows rest down by your sides. That's it. Now, Jen, you may get a little bit tighter here if you're not using a band, so please rest whenever you need to and do some gentle knee sways, okay? So we are here. And then we're going to do some cherry picking. So, and that is actually a Joseph Pilates term. So we're going to try and grab the band with the toes. So the foot is flat, but you're grabbing the band with the toes and then releasing, stretching flexing the feet back, the toes back. So grabbing the band with your toes and then flexing back. In terms of holding the band, I tend to find one wrap around the hands means you're not having to grip so much. And if you keep your elbows relaxed down by your sides, you're less likely to use your neck and shoulders. So gentle grab and extend. Really trying to spread those toes out in the band as well. So gripping and then extending. And we did this gently last week where we allow the foot to point away and then retract. So pointing away and retracting. Now remember, do rest when you need to. Having legs up in the air can cause some people a bit of dizziness and ickiness. So push the band away and return. And then we're going to cross hands so the band is crossed in front of the ankle. And we're going to gently circle the foot. Small circles, controlled circles. So this is just the foot to start with. Just the foot, the ankle, you're circling the ankle. That's it. And then, really small and slow, draw a circle with your foot. So like you've got chalk on your heel and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. Find your stability as you do this. And let's go the other way. And when I mean find your stability, what we're doing is trying to find stillness in the body as the leg circles. And then for some reason, this is my new favourite thing to do. We're going to pump it. So pump away. Trying to keep your ankle and your foot really straight as you pump. And that's it. And then when you're ready, hug the knee in towards your chest. Take a moment to breathe and relax. Now, what would be really amazing is if we lifted this leg up again, the band was still on the foot, so we can then swap feet. It may or may not have happened for you. So you may have to do the lasso effect. So remembering to create a hoodie for your toes. That was very balletic then, Jen. And we're going to grab the band with the toes and then open up the toes, flexing the foot away. So grab the band like you're trying to pluck cherries from the sky with your toes, and then release the cherries by opening up the toes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't get my right leg straight. Is it okay if it's bent in like a 90 degree to the floor?
Perfect, absolutely
Yeah.
perfect, yeah. Yeah. Can you see, Vixie, that I'm a bit bent as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so many puns, and I have resisted. And then we're going to release the toes and push the band away, and then relax. And then we're going to cross the band in front of the ankle and circle the ankle around. This needs to be small because we don't want to hyperextend, but it's really great to get those muscles working and stabilizing as well. And then we're going to circle the whole leg, small circles. Slowly and smoothly. Final one like this. That's it. And then I believe that's it for that side. Let's give the knees a hug. So who went to bed yoga on Thursday? Anyone in this group? Yeah. How was it?
Good.
You
Yeah.
liked it?
Yeah.
Was it chilled?
Very relaxing. Yeah.
Good. Good. Oh. Right, we're going to go onto our side, but we need to get the band underneath our foot first. And you have an option when you're on your side to be on your elbow like this, or in our traditional lying down like this or like this. Okay, so choose what is going to be better for you today. If you're in this position, try not to let your shoulder win. So your shoulder and your waist are going to want to do this, but you're going to be tall like this. Keeping the bottom leg bent kind of softens what's your hip, so it's not quite so uncomfortable. So you've got this position or you've got the lower down positions. As we very gently circle the leg. So last week we lifted and lowered it. Today it's a gentle circle as you're lifting up your waist. And you're breathing. That's it.
All at once?
All at the same time, yes. It's all fun. We can do it. There we go. And then we're going to move the leg forward and point the toe to the sky. And then lift. Who's loving me right now?
Not so much, Leanne.
No, I did wonder. And then we're going to rotate it so the foot's facing forward. Push back. Woo!
This burn.
Push back again. And if you want to rest, it's absolutely fine to rest. That's it. Well done. Okay. I can't remember if we did the cam last week because it's been so long. Like this. Did we do this? I don't think we did. So you've got the band and you can hold it however's comfy for you. I'm going to hold it like this. And then the feet are up. They're lifted if you want to. Some people prefer keeping them down. As we rotate and open into the band and return. Now I've got GTPS, Greater Trochanteric Pain Syndrome, or hip bursitis, it's one or the other. So for me, I'm going to do this instead. So instead of the external rotation, I'm going to do that. So that might be an option for some of you if you've got like IT band type issues.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. It's another one of those annoying things that lots of people with EDS get.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Who can diagnose that, Leanne?
Physios usually.
Oh, I've never been diagnosed, but I know it is definitely that.
Yeah. And then we're going to push and then try and keep the knee on the inside of the band as you push. Who is burning?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Is that enough?
I'm really glad I started with my left because my right is not going to be able to do this.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
So rest your head, and then we're going to reach the arm up and over and allow the chest and everything to expand. So you might need to prop your head up somehow as you open the chest to the sky, open the legs enough to enable you to rest without hyperextending your shoulder. And breathe. And then we're going to swap sides. Or not, in some cases. Let's see what happens. That's it.
Get my bum, I'm afraid. Sorry.
That's all good.
Oh.
There we go. So choose your side position, whatever it may be. So then we're going to very gently lift and lower. Remembering to not let your shoulder win, lifting up your waist, smiling. This side is going to tire much quicker than the other side because we've already been using these muscles to support us underneath. So let's bring the leg forward without knocking over any water bottles. Externally rotate and lift. So just keep smiling. That's it, it works, honestly. It stops you getting loads of tension in your jaw as well.
Ah,
And then point the toes forward and then bring the leg back. Oh, that's an amazing sound.
sorry. I can't help myself. Oh my
Oh, Soph, it's really nice it's not just me that makes all the moaning and groaning. Oh, that was brilliant. Right. And then, did we circle?
god.
And then we're going to move into the clam.
Oh god.
I'm gonna like
Oh.
and lift the toes if you want to. Hold on to the band, however works for you. And open into that band and release. Or lift and lower. So you're either getting the external rotation or the lift. And it's just the external rotation that can sometimes inflame your hips because you're impacting on the IT band, which is what gives us the hip bursitis sometimes. Okay, should we do one more of these and then push? Let's push. So when you push your leg away, try not to lock your knee. Try and keep a certain softness to that knee as you push away.
Why is it so hard?
I'm working you really hard today, aren't I?
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a really chill class, but clearly not. There we go. Right, release your foot. Well done, everybody. Let's give our heads hugs. Oh no, we're not. We're doing this one, aren't we? The open. That's it. Making sure your head's got something underneath it as you open. And rest. I've got a really nice relaxation for you though, just to make up for it. Okay, so now we're going to go onto our backs. And we're going to hold the band just lightly in our fingers with our elbows on the floor. And this is such a classic physio activity, the dumb waiter, isn't it? So anyone who's got rotator cuff issues, this external rotation, dumb waiter is so good for you, but I don't want you to push it. So you can walk your hands out a little bit from the band to make the band softer if you want to. That's it. So remember to adjust when you need to. It's not cheating to make it gentler for you. And it's not cheating to do it without at all. That's it. Now, have I ever said to you about enjoying the journey, not the destination? Have I? Some people have nodded, okay. So when I say enjoy the journey, not the destination, not that I can say it very well today, what I mean is I want you to move through the journey really gently as though there is no destination. You're just enjoying the moving between the two ends, so there's no beginning and end. So what that does is it stops you doing this and then this, kind of heading straight for the destination. You're just, and that's it. So it smoothly does it. Now that is a lot, isn't it, on those shoulders? So take a moment to rest. So let them rest, have a wiggle, let your hands rest. And then when you're ready, grab hold of the band and push it away from you. And then we're going to draw the hands away from each other and return, and have a look at your hands. See if the band is winning. So your hands are kind of, your wrists are cocking inwards, or see if you're trying to win too hard where the wrists are cocking outwards. Try and get them nice and straight. And have a look at those elbows. That's it, double check they're nice and soft. And then with a little bit of resistance in the band, so I'm now going to wrap once around my hands, so I'm not having to grip so much. So a small amount of resistance, I'd like you to draw the elbows down and then push back up. And then we're going to draw the elbows back and push back up. So it's the tiniest resistance, I don't want much at all, please. And we're only going to do this 3 times. And you'll probably know why just about now. Woo. One more. That's pushing it, isn't it? Oh! There you go, Sophie. You're not the only one making noises. Well done! Right, so we are done with those bands. So give the hands figure of 8. And then give them a rub together or a flick of the fingers. That's it. Give your shoulders a wiggle. Give yourselves a hug, so you're opening up the shoulder blades. Give yourselves a hug the other way. That's it. And then we're going to bring the arms into a T. Or if you want to go a bit higher, feel free, as we gently sway the knees side to side. Breathing in to that sway. And exhale. Breathing in. That's it. And then if it feels good to you, we're going to bring the knees in towards our chest to circle them. Like so. Or if you'd prefer, you could sway the knees still. It's whatever feels better to you. Well done. Then we're going to go into relaxation. And then at the end of relaxation, we're going to do a little bit of a shoulder and neck stretch. So feel free if you want to do the relaxation sat up, or if you want to stay lying down in a comfy position. And I'm going to do this one without music, and then Thursday I'll do it with music, and then you can tell me which one you like best. I've brought this book that Callie introduced me to called I Close My Eyes and See, and it's a vision for the inner journey, because there's a relaxation in it that I really love, and it's a really nice way of connecting us all to each other, because we've been sharing a lot of very personal things with each other and getting to know each other better. So it's a nice way to create that connection. And it's called The Star, if anyone's got this book. So make yourself comfortable, however comfortable means to you. And imagine that you're going for a late June evening stroll. And when I say stroll, strolling also includes wheelchair strolling too. And you're going along by the river in a really quiet countryside setting. And it's getting a bit dusky. And you notice the cows and the sheep are beginning to gather under the trees. And the birds are chattering. And the fish are plopping in the river. And the only other sound is a soft tread on the grass of your feet or the wheels. And in front of you there's an opening. It's a really beautiful open space where you know that you could easily rest. And this could be a bench, just handily placed there, or you could imagine some mossy grass that you could lie down. And you tilt your head back to just look at the sky above you. And you see that it's a blue sky, that the blue is going darker as the sun sets. So you decide to make yourself comfortable, and the ground or the bench is warm and dry. So feel the support of the surface underneath you as you rest upon it. And right above your head there is one beautiful star. And this star tonight is a symbol of your higher self energy. So I want you to relate to it and feel its light streaming down to the centre of your heart. And in return, you share with it some of your personal energy. So your heart love, making a deliberate connection. And in your mind, think about everyone else in this group right now doing exactly the same thing. Each of us relating to our higher self star. And in your mind, I just want you to imagine the person on your right on the screen of Zoom and make with them a triangle of energy where you're heart to heart and both of your hearts are to the higher self. And experience this deep level of sharing and belonging. And then be aware that the person on your left is making a similar triangle to you. The same with the person on their left and their left. And so in your mind, see a circle of energy connecting the whole group at heart level with individual strands all connected to the star. And allow the love and compassion and belonging to filter through you. Receiving and also giving. Receiving and giving as well. And then let the image of the circle fade, although allow that energy to remain. Imagine the triangles gently fading away, but maintaining that energy too. And now there's just your personal connection, seen as a ray of light between your heart center and the star. And let that image fade, but be very aware that the connection remains. And once again in your mind, you're lying on the grass or resting on a bench, and the sky has now deepened to indigo. And above your head is a beautiful star. And in your mind, imagine quietly getting up from the bench or for the grass, noticing how easy it is, and retrace your steps. The cows raising their heads as you go by, and the birds have settled, and the river flows silently next to you. And once again, your feet make soft sounds on the grass. And the earth that holds you. And above, the stars protect you. And a gentle, sweet-smelling breeze accompanies you on your way. And you just really feel how good it is to be part of life and to be part of such a supportive community. And so, with your heart warmed and your right place in the world affirmed, allow yourself to gently return to the room where you're working, feeling peaceful and connected. As you gently wiggle your fingers and your toes and flutter your eyelashes open, and then turn your head gently side to side. And if it feels good to you now, we're going to sit up so we can do some neck stretches. Otherwise, feel free, you can do this lying down with the gentle, slow turning of your head side to side as well. But if you want to sit up, we're going to start with a tilt of the head towards one side and then tilt it down towards the shoulder, and then move back towards the centre and tilt to the other side and down to the shoulder. So it's a small stretch and we're not holding it because we're not trying to lengthen anything, we're just trying to mobilise and get your neck nice and juicy. And then we're going to bring the ear to the shoulder and tilt the chin down, and then come back to the centre. Tilt the other ear to the other shoulder, tilt the chin down, come back to the centre. Let's do it once more each side. Tilt, and back, and tilt, and back. Well done. We're going to put fingers or thumbs here and gently circle. And breathe. Well done. And we're going to do our final celebratory breath in, reaching the arms to the height that works for us. And push the hands down past the chest in honour of yourselves for being here and in honour of each other and the gorgeous community that you have created. And also in honour of our shoulder stability strengthening, because we've done a lot of that, shoulder and ankle stability using the band. So well done.